Hey, good evening, everyone. DayTraderRockStar here, and just a fast updated video to get us ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be Thursday, and that's going to be Thursday, January 13th, 13th here. So, interesting day today. Actually, the market was kind of choppy most of the day. There was some good trades that were taken, and we took a lot of actually took some things off the table today. Got into some things again that got back into the net, and I'm just going to kind of go over a couple of things that I'm looking for going forward. Of course, I was kind of measuring out the whole day with the market. There was a couple. The first thing I want to talk about is the divergences that we're seeing today. Let me move this over so you can see the time frame better. Let me move this over here. I wanted to definitely concentrate on futures trading a little bit more, but even some of these setups are good for options too. So don't forget that. You could always scalp the options if that's a choice also. I'm just looking at a couple of things right now. Baba here, 137, seems to be grinding up here, and I expect that to take out 140 tomorrow. Tesla's been showing great relative strength. We had a great trade on Tesla, and let's just kind of jump into that for a second before I forget. I'm actually going to back up from the ES and just talk about some of the trades today, because there was a lot to be learned from some of the setups today. There were great examples of things that you should be paying attention to in the market, like relative strength. Exactly, that's one of the biggest things out there, and you can find those in individual stocks as the market here is trading in one direction, and we see other stocks that are actually holding up. So this was the pattern going into about 3 o'clock. Whenever we see us, let me try to get this screen scrolled over here a bit. Let's see if I can fix this. Close that, damn it, you. Oh, let me try that again. I wish I could get rid of this mail thing. It keeps on bothering me. All right, here we go. So at this point, we were watching the markets, and I was watching Tesla, and we were seeing this pattern. It's an excellent, very bullish pattern, especially if the market is kind of trending down. Now, I'm not going to overlay the two, but I want to show you the two. This is from 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, kind of just hanging up. And you see what we're doing? We're kind of measuring it against the 20-period moving average. That's just an easy indicator to start to use, the 20 and the 50, just to kind of measure how it's holding up versus something else. Compare it to the underlying index. We're going to look at the SPX. And you can see the SPX was kind of pushing down here today. It was kind of drifting lower. The trend down here was down. The trend on the other side was, actually, there it is, was kind of up here going into 1 o'clock. And when you start to see that, that's relative strength. We usually get a breakout when that downtrend is kind of corrected. So right at 2 o'clock, we got a pop on Tesla. It's a scalping trade. It's a scalp setup. Relative strength in a stock like Tesla or any big, great company, good company that's showing relative strength and has a lot of eyeballs on it, tends to run out of these patterns. It does tend to run out of these patterns. Now, this popped around 2 o'clock. Let me go back here to the SPY here. And you can see here, we were kind of pulling back, and this was kind of the key here, the pullback in the SPY. And right at 2 o'clock, we started to pop back up. We got oversold on the 5-minute here, and we kind of, just that little pop is all you needed. And we could see that in a couple different stocks. The TSM also very strong. You can see the 9 o'clock, it just kind of pushed up here till 2 o'clock, was right up against the highs, and then when the market broke out, this broke out too. We're able to call that one correctly. And that has earnings tomorrow morning. So if you're holding this, earnings are coming out tomorrow morning. And let's hope for the best, because earnings are always a little tricky. We sold partial of our position at SMTC this morning on the pop over 84. We got a great price on that. That was one of the first things we did out of the gate today. And I got $8 for that, which was $2.70 profit off of that one call. It was 207. We only bought that just, I think it was probably yesterday, the day before. Just love the setup here, and I like the pullback. I actually like the pullback. This one is we'll be concentrating on even more going forward. To take a look at the beautiful pattern here. The nice downward channel. We bought into the trend line. That was just a layup here. We happened to catch it right on the lower trend line. Moved up. We took profits right at the highs. Still holding some. But again, this would be an extreme buy if it came back down to that trend line. I don't think it's going to. Stochastics are oversold. Going forward, I love it. We'll probably see some action on it. Maybe on the Taiwan semiconductor report tomorrow. The whole semi sector might react to that. So we might want to watch this for an opportunity. But I like this going forward. That was a nice profit we took on that. I'm banging the table on VIAC. I see after hours today, if I bring down this chart over here, VIAC, you can see it popped. It must have got a mention on Fast Money as a trade of the Fast Money trade. It looks like it was right before 6 o'clock. That's when they usually do their trades. Well, yeah, I have to agree 100% on the VIAC. I've been really on top of this one the last couple of days, and even the pullback here gets me excited on it because it's a decent pullback. Well, is it a decent pullback? Let's take a look at it. Here's the daily. Got interested in down here. Got a nice pop through the 50. Another big pop. Gapped up here. Kind of sold off. Let's take a look at the 5 minute here. Well, this is now, we're getting a little pop, but you can see this is kind of a messed up candle back here. I wouldn't count this candle. So we're looking at this really tighter consolidation. We try to get through it here, Don't worry about this big candle back here. And then we're right up against it again right now. So the 5 minute is getting oversold. The 60 minute is just kind of oversold, turning back up. I think the consolidation here is just going to lead to upside tomorrow. I thought maybe we could get a pullback here closer to the 50, which is down here a little bit for it, 33. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. Next target's going to be the 200. I'd rather be in this one than to miss out on it. So I ended up buying some more of the VIAC today. Bought the March 32.5 calls, 32. So we're in the money. They're only 440. So I just like it for a trade to the upside. Biogen, interesting stock. Not, gap down on some news on the insurance coverage of not going to cover the Alzheimer's drug, only the people in clinical trials. It's been beat up pretty good. I mean, look at this thing was up at 450. It's come down, and then gap down. So I like this as a what we call maybe a divergence. Well, the candle here could have been a higher divergence. We'll just see if this thing starts to reverse. And that's what I took the YOLO in there. We were up on it, maybe over $100. It's a very cheap call. I picked up for $1.27, and we already had a nice profit on it. Had a trade in the MES. We're going to go to that in a second. Then we bought the Tesla on the TSLA on that consolidation. So Tesla here, it just saw relative strength going right at this. I love this pattern. It's almost like a shallow cup and handle, and it usually kind of trades opposite what the market's kind of down here. Tesla's pushing up against the highs. Market gets a bounce. Tesla pops, and that's it. We got almost had $3 on it. Got two in. What did I get on that? Whatever it was. Bought, sold. I got $1.89, almost $2. And then one of my favorites, and again, this is going to be considered one of the best bets. I don't think we're going to get that pullback too much more on net. I was looking at the earnings. They raised guidance on net. There was a lot of positives on this. I was just looking at it. Well, in November when they came up with earnings, and look how far it's down from November now. Down 100. I just love it here. I think it's overshot. Had a big reversal candle today. Pulled back a little. We got back in. Got back in on the dip. where we got in. Maybe it was right here. What do we got? I got the February 18, 125 calls. Now, what? That's February 18. Yeah, February's. All right. So I feel like we have plenty of time. It's going to be a trade. I'm not saying we're going to get to 125, but we'll get up there where there'll be a nice gain on our option. But that 200 period moving average above us is not that far. I think we're going to get there pretty fast. Nice pullback. I'd be all over this net down here, which I am. So we got back into it. Watch it tomorrow. This is what we were looking at earlier today. Cloudflare net initiated by the buy by DZ Bank. Who knows if it was on target 200. They did have a downgrade here recently. Downgraded. That was on December 14 to an underweight from a neutral JP Morgan target low to 144. It's trading at 113. I mean, I wouldn't, target 144. It's trading at 113. They downgrade it. Let's see. Initially with a buy there. But what I would back here, Cloudflare best bet for 2022 at Cowen. And something else here. Initiated with a neutral Credit Suisse target 205. A lot of $200 targets. Of course, this is before the tech disaster there. But you know what? We're going to just take a look at the earnings. I think they were in November. Where were they? November 4th. Beat by 4 cents. Beat on revenues. Raised fiscal 21 EPS. Raised guidance. So a net of break even excluded. Better than the a loss of 4 cents. Revenues rose 51% year to year. I mean, that was pretty good. Upside guidance. Who knows? Just looks like that. That was November 4th. So we go back to November 4th and see where that was trading. Yeah, that gapped up here. That was November 5th. That's where it gapped up and pretty much continued to move higher. But boy, did it get smacked down from 200 all the way down to 100. I love it. Love it down here. Looks great. Buy the pullback. Looks fine. Worst case scenario, there's a kind of a trend line underneath this. It goes all the way back here to 2020 and then back here to it's a very hard one to read. But if for whatever reason you find yourself down there, that level is going to come into the 80s. 80s, that is. It's not an exciting stock, but it's a good stock here. Like that downward, the reversal candle, the gap down to the trend line, it just ran up, flagged out, ran up, flagged out, holding the 20. We had the 2050 crossover underneath the 200 for now. But just like this one a lot. I think it's kind of a boring trade, but boring is safe sometimes. So again, pushing up against it. Nothing wrong with this. It looks like it's going to turn back up. $38 under $40 is nice. I mean, I'd be watching it the next couple days. I will have it on my screen. I don't know if I'm going to get in it or anything. I mean, I would like to get in and just kind of hold it down here. I think it's a good buy on this pullback. The other one to keep on bringing up to your attention is the AIC. It's the same thing. We had this nice little gap down. Well, not a gap down. Reversal candle, divergence. Had a nice pop. This was the first flag. It's closed above the 20. And it has a nice downward trend line. I expect that to be broken. So there's some quality names. Nothing. I think these are very safe too. Not your typical growth stock, but stocks have been around a while. The one I do. We didn't look at Las Vegas Sands today, LVS, and I was gonna get in. Did I ever get into LVS last couple days? I know I was looking at it. No, I didn't. All right, LVS. No, I didn't. Yeah, I was looking at this, and 38, nice base. 38.99. Yeah, nice. I do like this one a lot too. And then we have Warner Discovery, Airbnb. And we got over that 170, back up to that 170. It's back over to 200, holding that trend line, holding the channel line. Came down to X marks the spot, bounced back up, turned back up. It looks pretty strong here. 175 would be a good target on this. It has a lot of resistance here. Pushed up here, here. We kind of broke down through it, or broke out of it. Came back to it, held it, gapped down, chopped around it, came back up, down, up, down, up, down. Tagged it once, pulled all the way back. When we get back up to 175, one of my best bets for the whole year. So I'm not, I want to try to continue to trade this, get in and out of it, get the opportunities, reversals, take it off, get back in. But overall, I'm very bullish on it. Maybe tomorrow could be a day we could break through this and make our way to 175. And I wouldn't be surprised to get some upgrades on this sooner than later, as we come out of the winter doldrums. People are going to be looking to travel, and once this COVID gets by us, this will be a big stock coming up. So, all right. So here's charge point. Watching it, $12 level down here. Well, that would be something to see. It's consolidating here. It's a couple days. It's oversold. I'm starting to like this at this level. Starting to like it. All right, just going to continue to watch that at that level, and then the SoFi, keep on watching, as it is a big name down at, and this is down all the way down here. But this one also has that lower trend line. A lot of these so-called, new age, new generation growth stocks. This is the Indian guy Chamath, who did this SPAC, and it went into SoFi, and I don't know. I just think they have good customer relations or something. Just to get the word out. People love this stock. I'd watch that trend line underneath us. Again, that would bring us down to 11. That's again off the SPAC low, which is 10. That would be just. Thing used to be 26, so all these getting cut in half. And let's just mention the duo here. A lot of people are in the duo. It's a cheapie. It's a real cheapie. 5-minute chart here. It actually had an okay day. 41 cents. Starting to turn back. We'll see what happens tomorrow with it. That's the duo, the Chinese real estate stock. And again, we're just looking for a big volume spike day. Get 30-40 cents on it. Double it. Sayonara. So here's Pubmatic. November, whatever this day is, this is when they had good earnings. It popped up I think it said 29%. And from that point on, just kind of got caught in the whirlpool, the tech whirlpool, and got dragged down here. Starting to get a little bounce. I like these patterns. Usually you get back into this channel. I think we can get back over 30 on this. It's oversold. It had a little momentum. Has a series of higher lows, higher highs. At least have some, it's again, there's a stock that was 73, now it's 28. It was 25 back in the IPO. It's right around, it just came down to that IPO area, bounced off of it. So keep an eye on that one. Have some options on that. Well, you got to start looking at Costco soon. You don't get too many pullbacks like this. It got oversold. It doesn't get oversold too often. I mean, a full rotation oversold. Last time it did here, last March, yeah, that was a big oversold level. And then back here in October, both of those were the beginning of a huge move. So we just got oversold again. Costco is always a great one. So 527. Let's take a look at the hourly. Came down hard. It kind of grinded up to the next 2 days. Yeah. Might even have been a trend line here. Might have even been a trend line here. Right underneath us. If we got down to there, that's a pretty decent level here. Let me take a look at it. Let me put a chart here, a line here. Well, that's a big number too. I've looked at this one a couple times. Never really traded it, so I just passed on it. But it came right down to the lower trend line. And look at the bounce off of that. Awesome. I mean, really a nice technical level. All right, keep this one on your radar. Pending breakout UCTT here. UCTT. 55.90. Could be turning back up. Could be making its last run through that 60 area. Looks like a good breakout candidate coming your way. Well, the one thing I'd also watch is the if we do get that break of TSM. Applied Materials here approaching the highs. A lot of semiconductor stocks here looking very strong. So the TSM, if we do get a move tomorrow, we get that move, this one could move with it too. I'm just going through last couple stocks. The Tesla, trending stock, good trader, pulled back. You want to buy this stock. I think it probably starts to hold on and starts moving back up. There's no reason why it wouldn't. I mean, they crushed the deliveries. These are just, I'm just running through the S&P, actually the NASDAQ 100 stocks right here. It's an interest, no Clack. Dexcom. That could be an opportunity here soon. I don't want to make this too long, so I'm just going to go through these real fast. Google, love it. Nice channel. So I would say as I go through these, Viacom, best bet. Net here down, best bet. We'll watch some other ones as they line up. TSM, we'll see if it gets a pop tomorrow. If it does pop tomorrow, look for it to rally at the open, 9:30. So we're going to watch those stocks too. Stocks that are gapping up, holding it at 9:30. If they're really good news and stuff, money's going to flow into them. We have a very fast scalp on them. So that's what we're going to be paying attention to also. Plus the ES, which I'm probably going to do another video on soon. I am working on a webinar for next week on trading the ES and the MES, micro contracts for income each day, and I got a lot of it done. I just got to put my voice to it and organize a couple more things, and then we're going to have a nice segment, and it's going to be there's a lot of new things I want to try to get to the site that's going to deal with this to help us. T-Mobile. Starbucks on a little pullback here. It's kind of interesting. It's a 5 to 7 day pullback on Starbucks too. Watch that tomorrow at the 100 level. PepsiCo very strong. I think that's going to be it. I mean, the Fastenal, I love the pullback on the Fastenal into it. Nice lower trend line bounce. But is there anything new here that we want to jump on? Couple maybe. Well, that's the ones I mentioned. That's the ones I like for tomorrow. And we're going to be focused more on probably the MES tomorrow. I want to probably focus on that tomorrow, considering we have about 4 good setups tomorrow. And once they play out, and I'm in position on those, we'll concentrate on the MES. All right, so let me get this out to you, and then I'm going to do some other things here. Maybe I'll hang out. Let's see what the market's doing right now. Futures are up just 1/4 of a point. FISV here, that's nice. Want to wait. Marriott. Bookings. I hear the crickets in the background. All right, let me get this out. I'm wasting time. See you guys. See you in the markets tomorrow.